So let's take a couple of grounding breaths where we inhale through the nose and we will exhale through the mouth. And I welcome you to use the sound to vocalize your exhale, so you can really let go and you can hear how you let go using your voice. So inhaling. And really exhale until there is no air in your lungs, and do it a couple of times. And one more time. And settle for a couple of breaths in your natural rhythm of breathing. So the breath is a gateway, is a key to any state that you want to induce in your mind and in your body. And we use the practice of paying attention to the breath in order to be able later on to control the breath so that we can induce a particular state willingly and at the time when we need it. So today we will practice paying attention to 4 distinct parts of our breathing, all of which have a specific role in controlling our states. So in each breath, as you continue now breathing in your natural way, pay attention to how your breath develops. So you start inhaling, and in a certain moment your lungs are full and the breath stops momentarily. So first stage is an inhale, and you are actively expanding your rib cage, relaxing the diaphragm. And then the second stage is when your breath stops, and for some of us it's a longer stop or shorter stop. And then the breath moves down, so you start exhaling, and again your belly button rose towards the center of the spine. And at the end of your exhale, when the lungs are empty, there is a little pause. This is the 4th part of the breath. So inhale, retention, short pause at the top, and exhale, and short pause there. And those 4 parts happen naturally. And we're going to use this attention to be able to clearly distinguish these parts and see what these parts do to the state in our body and in our mind. So continue breathing, noticing how you inhale and what happens when you stop at the top of your inhale. So try not to rush the exhale. So give it a second or 2 to pause. You don't need to count today. You just notice this pause. And as you exhale, you also don't force anything. So you don't force the air out of your lungs. You allow your lungs to deflate naturally. And when there is nothing left in your lungs, you allow yourself to pause after your full exhalation. So continue observing the 4 part of the breath, and mentally take a note to yourself. What do you feel when you inhale and you have a pause with your lungs full? And if you hold the pause maybe a little bit longer, you don't need to retain the breath for a number of counts, but just experiment with maybe pausing a bit longer at the top of your inhale and notice what is happening. Very often you will feel maybe your heartbeat at this moment, maybe the pulsation in your fingers or in your chest area, the pressure building up. And as you exhale, feel what is happening in your body. Feel how everything starting from the top of your head, your shoulders, your chest and the belly relaxes. And when you pause after your full exhalation, observe what is happening there when there is a moment of no movement of the breath. The air is out, lungs are empty, and there is a moment of silence. So continue observing the four part of the breath. Focusing on the sensations in your body and noticing what is happening in your head. Are there thoughts arising? Are there more thoughts when you inhale and hold the breath? Maybe you have no thoughts, so just notice what is happening. And if naturally your breath starts to slow down, and there are longer pauses, especially at the end of the exhalation, just allow yourself to rest in these pauses without worrying when the next inhale will take place. Focusing completely on the sensations of your breath, and more importantly, the pauses in between the inhales and exhales. And take 2 more rounds of the breath observation. And then let go of the focus on your breath, and instead bring your attention to the intention you would like to set for this yoga practice, for something that you want to manifest more fully in your life, as if it's already present, as if it was a fact of life. Positive statement in present tense, repeated 3 times to yourself. And then soft gaze, opening the eyes. And we're gonna release our legs and shake them. So shake them in any way feels appropriate, maybe wakening up your hips by doing windshield wipers a few times, fast or slow as you prefer. And we're gonna move into practicing cat and cow in that sitting position with our feet quite away from the sitting bones, and the knees are hips width apart. And all we do, we're gonna exhale and bring the knees together and round the back. And as we inhale, we draw the chest forward and open the knees as much as possible. So we continue inhaling, looking up, lifting the chest, drawing the chest in between them and the legs, and exhaling, bringing the knees together, round in the back. So continue. And try to bring also your shoulders and shoulder blades down. So you're not lifting your shoulders towards your ears, you're trying to relax the shoulder blades down the back. So make the movement a bit broader, be round in the back, a bit more stronger, and drawing the chest more in between the legs, few rounds. And next inhale, we stop in a neutral position, and we're gonna move in our shoulder opening sequence. our fingertips behind the back, and we keep our elbows slightly bent, and we open the chest fully. So roll the shoulders back, the shoulder blades are connecting behind the back, and you can keep your fingertips shoulder width apart or closer to each other for a stronger stretch in your shoulder area. And then very slowly we start moving on the fingertips towards the front of the mat. And when you feel with the open chest, there's quite a strong tagging sensation in your shoulder, front of the shoulders. We're gonna place the full hand on the ground and then keeping the elbows bent, keeping the chest open. We're gonna focus on complete 3-part yogic breathing. So starting from the belly, we send the breath, the middle of the chest, expanding the rib cage, and then all the way to the collarbone. So with each inhale you feel the stretch, even the stretch of the skin, the top of your shoulders. And you can stay here or extend the legs forward. And as you do that, don't collapse your chest. So the chest stays open, the shoulders roll backwards. Maybe you start feeling tingling in your fingertips. Few rounds of deep breathing here. And we're gonna come out of this pose in the same way we moved into it. So first bending the knees and placing the feet on the ground, and we're gonna move our hands towards the knees, and we're gonna grab our knees and we walk our toes towards our hips and lift the toes, and we're gonna move the shoulders back, and we start feeling the balance or finding the balance, closing the eyes. And if you wish, you can also place your forehead on your knees, rounding the back. Just finding any other position where you can allow your body to find that balance. With your eyes closed, noticing how your body shifts, moves. Because the balance is a dynamic process. It's not static, it's always looking for the position where there is a stability. So a few more breaths. Trying to relax your shoulders, relaxing the effort. Just keeping anything engaged which helps you to maintain balance, and the rest can be relaxed, including your face. And the relaxation is a key in our ability to be resilient, because the space of resources and space of certainty comes from the relaxation. We can't access this space when we are agitated, when we are tense. So the first step is relaxation in whatever situation it is, like now. Finding a balance, you can still relax. And then opening the eyes and placing your feet on the ground. And we're gonna go into another variation of the shoulder opener, again placing the feet on the ground, and this time fingers are facing forward. And we're gonna lift our hips a little bit, and we slide our hips towards the heels as far as it goes. And your chest may collapse a little bit, so you don't need to roll your shoulders backwards. So just watch out that your wrists are not overextended and it's still manageable. And if you feel that, okay, I feel something in your shoulders but not so much, I can move my feet a little bit further back, and then I lift my hips and then slide my hips a bit further back. And that's a good measure for me. And staying here, taking a couple of deep breaths, again, full yogic breathing, starting from the belly, moving your breath through the rib cage and all the way to your shoulders, or extending the legs. And as you extend the legs, see if you can relax your lower part of the body so you can hang there. The upper body is working, upper back, but the rest of the body is relaxed and passive. One more breath here. round again. And very slowly release the arms, move the hands forward and shake your wrists. And we're gonna give ourselves a big hug. So if you want to do the balance again, feel free to do it. And otherwise, just resting and rounding your back. So you really spread your shoulders towards the side and spread your shoulder blades so they are moving away from the center of the spine. Few breaths here. And we're gonna finish this sequence with a little bit of abdominal muscles exercise. So we're gonna go into the boat pose or Navasana, or any variation, half Navasana as may be available. So first find your sitting bones again and find your chest lifting and shoulders moving back. And then we're gonna start by placing our hands under our knees. And then we lift our toes off the ground and we bring the shins parallel to the floor. So this is the first variation. Maybe this is a good place to rest for a moment. If you feel you can let go of your knees, do it. And if you can straighten your legs without losing your straight spine and without collapsing towards the floor with your back, just do it. And then we're gonna, in whatever position you are, we're gonna bring one leg towards the ground and another leg towards the ground, and do it a couple of times. So if you bend your knees, you do the same thing. So basically stretching the legs one at a time. And do it the control way, fully focused, engaging your abdominal muscles, not hanging in your lower back. And then bending the knees, grabbing your knees, and we're gonna roll back and allow ourselves to massage the spine. So a few rounds of movement, and then resting on your back, making circular movements with your knees, one way, clockwise, and then counterclockwise. And then we roll to lie down on our right side, and from there we're gonna move to lie down on our belly. And we're gonna do a Sphinx pose in a moment, but before that we activate and work on the muscles in the area of our shoulder blades. So prepare the starting position for the Sphinx. So the elbows are under the shoulders or a little bit in front. And for our activation of the area in between the shoulder blades exercise, we'd like to keep our feet together. So what you're gonna do, you imagine that you're pressing your elbows towards the ground and you round your back. So you're really arching the back up, and then you allow to drop your chest towards the ground. So maybe your rib cage touches the ground, and we do it a couple of times. So exhaling, rounding the back completely, and inhaling, lifting up. So what you should feel is that your shoulder blades connect and touch each other as you exhale. So make it a deliberate movement. And if it's very easy and you feel a little here, you can also add a little bit more muscular element here. So you can tuck your toes under, and then you're gonna lift the knees and the legs off the ground, and you do exactly the same thing. So you exhale, lower yourself down, and you inhale, exhale, rounding, inhale, dropping the chest. You really need to press your elbows into the ground to feel this action. And it's also an exercise for abdominal area, so you're holding the plank in this position. Don't allow your belly to bulge. And one more time. And exhaling, rounding. And then lower yourself all the way to the ground. For a moment, just shake everything. Wiggle your hips side to side. And we're gonna move into the Sphinx pose. So we're gonna take it as an in variation of this back bend. So elbows a bit under the shoulder line or a bit in front. Legs together, legs apart, depending how your lower back feels. And then we're gonna settle here. So if for any reason your lower back feels very tense and very sensitive in this position, you can always move your elbows more to the front and even placing the forearms on top of each other, just staying in a lower position. Still beneficial for extending the spine. And try to keep your legs relaxed here and the buttocks as well. So finding your position and resolving to stay still. And if you want your body to help to elongate the spine and to create this space in between the vertebrae, you will focus on your breathing. So noticing how the belly expands towards the floor. And you can imagine the spine elongating, literally seeing the space in between your vertebrae. You can close your eyes if you want. So I'm gonna stay in this pose for another 5 long breaths. And if you want to take it a little bit further, you've tried it before, you want to experiment, you can place your arms, your hands more towards under the shoulders and more wider than the shoulder line, and then press your arms and lock your elbows so you can hang there. It's a stronger back bend. You can keep your neck in neutral, your head in neutral. You can bring the head back. You can keep the head down. So you may also move the head a couple of times up and back so you feel a stretch in the area of trapezius muscles, the neck muscles. And if you try that and it's too much, come back to the elbows. There should be no extreme sensations in your lower back. So don't allow your ambition to negate the effect of this pose, which is extension of the spine, not a compression. And this is about it. So if you were holding this pose on the straight arms, first you gradually move on your elbows, take a moment there, allowing your spine to settle and relax. And then we're gonna all relax and place our right or left cheek on the hands and shake and wiggle the hips side to side. And we are ready for our final spinal twist and relaxation. So just roll over to lie down on your back. And we're gonna open the arms wide and we bring the feet quite close to the buttocks. And then we will allow our knees to drop towards the right side. We're gonna look towards the left side. So relax. If the knees do not connect to each other and if they don't reach the floor, it doesn't really matter. Stay there. Easy twist. One more breath. And and changing the side, so knees up, and exhaling, allowing your knees to drop towards the left side and the head turns towards the right. One more breath. And inhaling, knees up, and maybe hugging your knees towards the chest, massaging your spine a few times, making rounds in both directions, and then we are ready to relax in Shavasana. And today we're gonna just let our body to sink into the ground. So we're gonna seize any attention, any focus on anything. I'm gonna take a couple of deep breaths, inhaling through the nose and once again exhaling with a vocalization so you can hear letting go literally as you exhale. And do it a couple of times. And then dropping the weight of the body, surrendering to the gravity, feeling the weight, feeling the floor. Allowing your face to relax fully. Unclenching your jaw, relaxing your tongue. And just sinking deeper and deeper, feeling heavier and heavier. Very passive, no movement. A state of full relaxation. Gradually begin paying attention with the eyes closed to the sensations arising in your body. Start waking up your body by moving the fingers and toes. Bringing the legs together and bringing the arms over the head, giving yourself a stretch, flexing your toes and pointing the toes. And then finding your way to lie down on right or left side with your knees towards the chest and your head is cushioned. And after a few breaths, helping yourself back to sitting position. And finding your open chest, relaxed posture with a straight spine, relaxed shoulders, relaxed face. The chin is slightly tucked in. few rounds of breath, noticing the four parts, the inhale, the natural pause that happens at the top of the inhale, and as you exhale, the wave of relaxation, there is a little pause after a complete exhale, and the breath resumes its way, its path. When you allow your intention to surface in your mind, you repeat it yourself silently 3 times, making your mind very focused on something that is important in your life. And you're gonna bring the hands in front of the chest to Namaste, opening the eyes, and bowing forward over the hands in gratitude for finding time to practice Deva Namaste.